First things first, we're going to go ahead and log into this machine. We're going to log in as the administrator. And we're going to create our local security policy. The local security policy is what we're going to use to set up the IPSec VPN policy, right? There are different types of VPNs, right? There are different types of VPNs. We have TLS VPNs, there are IPSec VPNs. But what we're setting up today is a IPSec VPN policy. So let's go ahead and type in local security in the search. We're going to open up the local security policy app. I'm going to scroll up a bit. What we have to do is create some IP security policies, right? IPSec security policy, that's what we're going to create right here. Just select this. We're going to right click in here and select create IP security policy. Now, the next few steps we're going to be taking is all to develop this overall IPSec policy. This is the policy our system is going to use to create a virtual private network. IPSec is a virtual private network. If you're not familiar with these, if you're not familiar with TLS, how to use it, how to implement it, the different components, how they work, I highly recommend you register for our Security Fundamentals Academy. We break it all down there. Right now, we're sticking to IPSec VPNs and we're going to set up this policy, right? It might get confusing. Feel free to slow the video down because we're going to be using a bunch of wizards that are nested in wizards that are nested in wizards. But remember, it's all to create this initial IPSec policy. All right, let's get it. So we're going to name this policy Structure Reality IPSec. Hit next, hit next, hit next. All right. Now, this is the basics, the basic foundation of our policy here. All right. First thing we're going to do is select Add. All right. We're going to select Add to add the IP to create some more rules. Right, the first thing, this rule does not specify a tunnel. Okay, this rule does not specify a tunnel. All right, this IPSec policy is going to be for all connections, not just the LAN, not just for remote access, but all connections. Now we need to set the IP filter list. What IP connections are we filtering this policy for? We're going to name it the Structure Reality IP Filter List. And we're going to hit Add. We got to add the IPs, right? Or at least add their connections. I'm just hitting Next. We're going to use any IP address, Next, any destination IP address, any port protocol. Cool. Hit Finish. All right, now we're going to hit OK. We see our Structure Reality IP Filter List right here. We're going to select that now. It wasn't here before. We had to create it. Now let's keep moving on. We're going to select the filter actions. These are the actions that our policy is going to take. We're going to hit Add, hit Next. The name of the filter action. It's going to be encrypt some things. Let's hit Next. We're going to negotiate the security. This means we can negotiate whether or not we're going to block all unsecured communication or we're going to allow some unsecured communication. Right from here, from negotiate security, I just hit Next. We're going to allow unsecured communication if a secure connection cannot be established. We can negotiate that. That's fine. That's our preference. We're going to go hit Next. We're going to leave this selected for integrity and encryption, right? This filter action is going to validate the integrity and encrypt the traffic going across the IPSec VPN. All right, we're going to hit Finish. Now we have our filter action. Right, I'm actually just going through all of these steps right here. And let's see, where's the filter action? It is right here. All right, cool. Now let's go and hit next. Alright, we do want to password protect our pre-shared key. The pre-shared key is what IPSec is going to use to establish that secure tunnel. Right? I don't want to take up too much time breaking all of the components of IPSec down here, but it is going to be used. This is going to be used to set up the tunnel, and we want to protect that key. Right? So this is the password we're going to protect that key with. Right? Or pre-shared key. We're protecting the key with the key. It's kind of confusing sometimes if it's the first time you're hearing it, but it works. Alright, and we're gonna hit finish. Cool, we're gonna hit OK. And there is our policy. This is our policy right here. We're gonna quickly assign it. This is gonna turn the policy on. We're only gonna turn it on to get this score, but we're gonna turn it back off because before we turn it all the way on both systems, we want to look at the unencrypted traffic first, or the traffic before it goes through the VPN. So let's select unassigned now. We got our score, we're gonna select unassigned. And now we're going to do the same thing we just did on the other host, right? Because we are going to establish a VPN connection with another host from host A to host B. They're going to establish a VPN connection. They both need the policies on their system. All right, so we're going to go to this other system. Whoops, I went too fast. We're gonna go to PC20. Login as admin. And we're gonna do the same exact thing, y'all. The same exact thing. So we're gonna go down here, open up this search bar. We're looking for local security policy application. Once we get that, we're going to open that up. We're going to do the same exact thing right here. IP security policies on local computer. Right click into this open spot. Select create IP security policy. Hit next. We're going to name this what they want us to name it. That's it right there. Hit next. Alright, we're gonna hit next, leave that, hit finish. Alright, now we're gonna start adding to our policy. First thing is the IP filter list. Let's do it. Same thing, this rule does not specify a tunnel. All network connections. Alright, let's add the filter list. What do they want us to name it? And we're going to hit add, hit next, any IP address, any destination IP address, any protocol. Hit finish. Okay. Selected now, we have our IP filter list. Let's go next. We're going to do our filter action. Same thing. Hit next. They want us to name it something. Sweet. Negotiate security. This time we are not allowing unsecured communication. For this policy, we're not going to allow unsecured communication. Right? That means if both systems are communicating with each other, it's going to be secure. Alright, integrity and encryption. Next. Finish. Select encrypt all things. That's the new filter we created. Let's hit next. Alright, we're going to password protect our key again. Here it is on step 32. We're going to password protect our key. Whoops. Make sure you click into the box before you hit this type button. Alright, cool. Hit next. Finish. Alright. Hit OK. We are done. All right, that is our policy here. We're going to go ahead and assign it just to get the score. Right click the policy, hit assign. Go ahead and get your score. Once the score is done, you're going to right click the policy again and unassign it. Why are we unassigning it? Because we don't want to turn it on yet. We want to look at the traffic. We want to see what the traffic looks like before the VPN is turned on. All right, so in the next section, we're going to go back to PC10. We're going to start up Wireshark. Wireshark is a pretty cool packet analyzer. If you're not familiar with Wireshark and how it works, it's definitely recommended that you do. Just hit up YouTube. We have some Wireshark videos. We also go into full details in our Security Fundamentals Academy about Wireshark. Alright, this is starting up. Wireshark is what we're going to use to capture packets. Anything you do across the network, whether you're pinging somebody, whether you're going to a website, that traffic is going to be broken up into packets and sent to its destination. Wireshark is a tool that we can use to capture those packets. You can see a visualization right here of packets coming into this ether, into this interface. Right, so we're going to double click Ethernet. Now this is capturing packets. You'll start seeing things here shortly, but we don't need to pay too much attention to it right now. We're going to go and open up the command prompt. Right, let Wireshark do its thing. It's just going to start capturing a bunch of stuff. Let's open up our command prompt. We're going to give Wireshark some more stuff to capture. We're going to ping that other system we created a policy on, 10.1.24.102. Then we're going to ping the gateway, 10.1.24.254. Cool. Now we're going to open up Microsoft Edge. Wonder if we can open it up from the command prompt. Maybe it's like edge.exe or something. We're gonna, Microsoft Edge is right here on our desktop. And once that is opened up, we're gonna go to this website. All right, we gotta do this stuff. Start without your data. I don't wanna do any of that. We're going to enter this website. We're just generating traffic for Wireshark to capture. All of this is being captured in Wireshark. Alright, we're going to switch over to PC20 and do some stuff over there as well to try and generate traffic. Alright, over here we're going to open up the command prompt on PC20. We're going to ping the system we just left, which was 10.1.24.101. We're going to try to ping the gateway. That is 10.1.24.254. We're going to open up Microsoft Edge and do the same thing. Go to the same website again. Now let's go back over to PC10 and stop the Wireshark capture. Right, that entire time Wireshark was capturing traffic. Right, we can see all the traffic here. I'm going to go ahead and stop it so it's not too noisy. Now we're on Wireshark. Let's go ahead, instead of trying to sift through everything individually, let's just use the display filter. We're going to use the display filter to look for HTTP traffic. Hit enter. This is all the HTTP traffic that happened on our interface, which is just all we're going to see that for HTTP on our interface is the website we went to. Right, that's the website we went to right here, 172.16.0.201. Right, that was the DVWA site. we're going to do another filter. We got to clear this first. And then filter out for ICMP traffic that involves this IP address. ICMP traffic and this IP address. We can see the ICMP traffic we sent to 10.1.24.254. If you don't know what ICMP is, that is what ping uses. That is the protocol ping uses to send replies and requests. So you can see our ping request. You can see the ping reply. This is the request, the response, the request, the response. All of that we can see here. We can even see it going back and forth with 10.1.24.102. That's the other system we created the IPsec policy on, right? These two systems, we can see them pinging each other right now. All right, keep that in mind, right? Make sure you keep that in mind for the next section. All right, now, why is there no ICMP traffic captured? Oh, no, we skipped something. No. We did this, we did this, we did that, we did that. We did that. Let's mark that. We looked at that. We looked at that. Okay. Why is there no ICMP traffic capture for the ping from 10.124.102 and 10.124.254? Traffic from PC20 to all non-PC10 system is not sent to the PC10 to be captured, right? We're not capturing that on our ether, on our interface. All right, so we're gonna clear this capture, right? We're gonna start over. We're gonna create a new capture. All right, we're gonna create a new capture. Okay, this time we're gonna do it with our policy turned on. So let's go back to our local security policy. We're gonna right click this and we're gonna hit assign. Now it's turned on. We're gonna do the same thing on PC20. We're gonna open up that local policy. Right click this, assign. Now this is turned on as well. Okay, now we're going to, here, let's select this, select that. Let's go ahead and open up the command prompt again on the same PC20 system. I'm going to clear my screen with CLS. I'm going to move up a few and I'm going to ping the other system, the 10.1.24.101. And I'm also going to, nope, that's it. We're just going to ping that system. Then we're going to switch back over to that other PC, step 36. We're going to open up the command prompt and we're going to ping. We're going to hit the up arrow, 10.1.24.102. That is the other system we were just on. Okay, we're going to ping that. We're also going to ping the gateway. .24.254. Right, remember we didn't set up an IPsec policy on the gateway. Right, we didn't set that up. We're gonna go back to Microsoft Edge and just refresh this page. Just hit the circle right here, cool. That's just gonna send that traffic back to Wireshark. We're gonna go back to Wireshark now. Minimize all these, open up Wireshark. Stop that capture, right? Now what we're gonna look at is ICMP traffic, right? ICMP traffic. This is all the ICMP traffic that was captured. It's excluding ICMP traffic that was unreachable. So we're looking at all ICMP traffic that was captured. If you remember, well, if you see here, we're not capturing any traffic to 10.1.24.102, right? And we pinged it, right? We pinged 10.1.24.102. We're not seeing anything between 10.1.24.101 and 10.1.24.102. Those two systems we set up the IPSec VPN on, right? 101 and 102. We're not seeing traffic coming between either of them right now. Why? We were able to see it before. What's the difference? What's changed? We turned on the IPSec VPN. So it's not being captured here. Right? It's not being captured here. Right? It's all going through that virtual private network. Right? So we're going to go ahead and display this HTTP filter. Right, we can see this going through the HTTP traffic, right? That's because this is not going, we did not set that up in the IPSec VPN. And if you remember 10.1.24.254, this system right here, the default gateway, we didn't set up an IPSec policy on that either, so that traffic is going to get captured here. Now, how do you know that IPSec is working? Well, this command right here, this filter, is going to filter for IPSec traffic, right? It's looking at this ISA KMP protocol. Right, this traffic right here is what IPSec uses to set up that tunnel, this secure tunnel that the traffic is going through. Right, and then this filter, the next filter, is showing you that IPSec is doing its encryption. Right, ESP is a protocol that IPSec uses to encrypt traffic. Right, we can see that ESP is being used between 101 and 102. Those are the systems we set up the IPSec VPN on. So good job, y'all. This is a very, very, very crucial skill. Setting up IPSec VPNs, understanding how it works, understanding the different policies, understanding that you need the policies on the systems you want to communicate with. If it's not on there, it won't be able to use the IPSec VPN with each other. Right, this is really crucial. Do not one and done this lab. Go back over it, listen to this walkthrough video in the car, listen to it in the shower, listen to it when you wake up. Become familiar with this language. Alright, what are the three main types of IPSec policies that can be configured? We can permit, we can negotiate, we can block. What is the primary benefit of tunneling? It's encryption. In the lab, why was PC10 unable to collect the packets from PC20 directed to the default gateway or the website? Right, that's because the packets were not sent to PC10's interface. Right, the packets were not sent to PC10's interface. We can only capture things on Wireshark that's coming to and from PC10's interface because we were on PC10. Which of the following are options for implementing encrypted tunnels for secure communication? That's going to be IPSec, we just learned about that, SSH and TLS. If none of these are familiar to you, if you're not able to map the port numbers DNS 53, FTP 2021, HTTP 80, but if you're not familiar with these services and how they actually work from a fundamental perspective, you really need to register for our Security Fundamentals course. Your company is implementing IPSec policies on all internal systems. However, the configuration change will be rolled out over a 3-month period. What is the best choice for the IPSec policy during the initial implementation phase? We will allow fallback, right? The best policy right now, just so that the communication is still established, we're going to allow fallback to unsecure communication if a secure connection cannot be established. That is okay. right? In some cases that may not be okay, right? But for this question here, that is the best answer. All right, y'all, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this lab. I hope you enjoyed IPSec as much as I do. I will see you in the next video. Peace.